Rite of passage. I invite you, before we go into the webinar field, to really reflect on yourself. So rite of passage is about initiating that part of you that maybe nobody held space for or was not honored, that you're an adult now, that you're making that transition from boy to man, from girl to woman. And in ancient cultures, they really practiced this and had an initiation ceremony for this in many different cultures. So I want to honor the parts of us first that maybe are frozen, maybe are waiting for approval from mom and dad. This can be very subtle. It could be very much in the subconscious. Maybe you're not even aware of it. And it may only activate around certain people or in certain jobs or certain moments of your life. So I'd like to do just a little meditation to bring up awareness to all those parts of you that maybe has not developed fully and embraced that you are an adult, or been invited to be an adult, or to make more space between you and your genetic biological parents. And you step into your sovereignty of free will and creation. There's nothing more beautiful to create from your core, from your essence, as God creator, Mother Earth. And over the years, I've worked with really, really incredible people who are creating, and they say the same thing to me. I'm not feeling satisfaction for what I'm doing. I'm successful, but it's not touching me. And when I look into the system, there have not been initiated from boy to man, from girl to woman. And then when we do that initiation activation, they feel touched, they feel blessed, they feel satisfied in their system. So before the webinar, I'd like to really bring consciousness, just really sitting with it and just being honest, really honest and true to yourself. Is there any aspect of me, any age group, which is frozen, which is not aligned with my God creator part, to enjoy life, to embrace life, to laugh with life, to express, to flow, to be supported and loved by life? So I invite you to take a deep breath into your heart space, and we'll just sense, is there anything within you, any frozen aspects of your inner core, your inner child, that's been left behind, that's waiting, the 12-year-old, the 13-year-old, the 14-year-old, the 15-year-old, the 18-year-old, and just feel in, is there any part of you that has not been welcome and committed to being a sovereign creator, pioneer in your life? And just taking a deep breath into your heart space, and let's see if there's any aspects of you that would like to be initiated, to be invited, welcome into being a creator, a sovereign leader in your system, in your lives. And with your permission, I'm just activating, just really bringing up awareness to see, is there any frozen aspects within your core? I'm not touching the core, I'm just going into quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement is when I open up my system, then your system will have information on showing up where it has not been activated, and then we'll give you the information of how to activate. So really taking a deep breath into your heart space, even deeper, so with that awareness and intention. And then now take another deep breath into your heart memory fields, consciously opening up these memory fields, the frozen ones. And maybe you have got genetic information as well from the ancestors, from the epigenetics, where they were frozen, where they were not a man or woman in the system. And often when our parents cannot give us what we need, it's because it's not in their system. So if our parents have not been allowed or trusted or giving that initiation to honor that now they're an adult fully in their own life system, then they will not be able to activate you. They will not be able to give that gift to you. So I invite you to be open enough and honest enough and compassionate enough to say, okay, I can't wait for my mom to give this to me. I can't wait for my dad to give this to me. I understand now that they couldn't give me what's not in their system, and I can find it in other places. So I'm going to open up a lot of activation information in this webinar to really align you and to give you that gift, what your parents couldn't give to you. So I just want to open this space to reveal what is in the subconsciousness, which may be blocking your purpose, your flow, your finances, your business, your health, satisfaction. Taking a deep breath inside. The DNA is opening. So I want to see what's in the genetic memory fields because they affect us deeply. And the imprints usually, when I address them, they come up like a shadow in the system, or just like something that's just like a shadow just crossing you, or a shadow aspect. And I say it could come up when you go to create something. It could come up when you go to make a decision. It could come up when you feel, oh, I need to go in that direction. And then something triggers inside you, say, no, what do they think of you? What do they feel about you? You worry about them. You feel guilty. You feel responsible. I must do it for others. These are all those aspects which have not been initiated. Or I feel guilty. I feel guilty about being successful. I feel guilty about being in my power. Often it comes up when you are afraid to be in your power, or not addressing your power, not accepting your power, not accepting to be loved, not being open enough with boundaries, not being open enough to be loved, to be held, trusting love. These are all the frozen aspects where there's emotional detachment, where I'm not trusting to go deep into a relationship with myself or anybody else. I sabotage relationships. These are all the aspects I'm talking about that are missing that initiation. And then we come in blaming people, or resentful, or guilty, or resentful to God, or to creation, or to Mother Earth, whatever it is for you, or to my brother or sister or mom or dad. These are all the parts I'm talking about. So if you feel there's any of these parts opening in your system, this is what I'm talking about. And it can be very subtle. It can be very subtle because it's in the subconsciousness. That's where I work. I want to address what's in the subconsciousness, to bring it up consciously so we can change it. Allowing the subconscious to be conscious. Often we don't see things or don't know it's there, but when we bring consciousness to the subconsciousness, then the patterns show up. Then the fragmentation shows up. Then the illusions show up. I think I'm on the right path, and then I realized, oh, that was an illusion too. That was my subconscious ruling my system. Beautiful, beautiful. I see them. I see them. And you'll sense it in many, many different ways. Beautiful. If you're feeling there's any of these showing up in your system, I invite you to be part of the webinar, because the webinar will be working very strongly with opening up, activating leaders, activating your adult part, activating courage, commitment. Commitment's missing from the system. We need to commit to being an adult. We need to commit to who we are. Beautiful, beautiful. It's getting stronger. Breakthrough in the system. Nice. Beautiful. So really allowing this to work within your system, and it will keep showing up. It's good to know what's in your system before you enter the webinar space. So really sitting with it, even taking notes, say, oh, I realize I'm looking for that approval when I go to make money, when I go to make a decision, when I go to step into the world, when I go to speak to a group, when I go to my friend, or when a partner wants to love me. These are all the aspects. Take just this little notes before you enter the webinar space. I invite you to be conscious of what's in the subconscious. Be conscious about what's in your system. And then more will open up during the webinar. It always does. And then we'll transform it. So you go back into wholeness as an adult, as a creator, as a leader, and activate that core leadership, sovereignty of you in this webinar. And it's really bringing you back into total alignment of you. So if this webinar resonates with you, I'll see you there this evening. And if you can't make it this evening, it's going to be recorded then, and you can watch it on the replay. And it's something that needs to be repeated a few times, so I invite you to be part of that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So looking forward to seeing you this evening. And yeah, have a beautiful, beautiful weekend if I don't see you there. And thank you again. And enjoy finding these keys. I love to always reflect within my system and take notes of what is in my system. Make conscious the unconscious, conscious the unconscious. And when you bring it up to conscious level, spirit will work with it and transform it. Have a beautiful experience of finding those keys within you. They're all gifts. Thank you, everyone.